Hey, good afternoon, guys. It is Tommy Poles. Welcome back to another exciting video. Today, we're going to be doing a top 10 countdown of the most sought out collectible cards from quarter century Bonanza. If you're new to the channel, I welcome you in here and hopefully you find this interesting. There's a lot of banger cards that came out on this set, and this is kind of opinionated, but these are where I see the market going. The very first card we have is the Dark Paladin quarter century rare. At $30 for the single card, I think it's very fairly priced. There's a lot of upside to it. I think this card comes back, and by the year end, it might be a $40 or $50 card. I do believe the art on this card is so specifically and unique that a lot of people are going to seek out and try to purchase this. In TCG Player, there's a lot of sales going in the 25 to $35 range over the course of the last 3 months. I believe this is the number 10 slot on my list. Hey, I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan at all, but I got to do the Dak Prescott. Here we go. Coming in at number 9, we got quarter century rare Summon Skull. Man, sitting at $28 per card. This is just an amazing looking card in the anime. In my old school decks, I had to put this in my top 10 of cards I'm purchasing under $30 right here now. Hit the buy button. It's a steal. It's going to go up. A lot of people are returning the Yu-Gi-Oh. What else do I need to say? Just a nice looking card, and everybody remembers it from back in the day. You know what they say, eights are greats. And that's why we got Jinzo there. Hey, man, number 8 here, Jinzo, we got him sitting at $32 a card. Everybody liked Jinzo, from the anime. It was just such a cool character. Battle City. And it was just an awesome part of the anime series. And this is why I have him at number 8 at $32 a card. I think it has upside to the potential of rising as people are returning to Yu-Gi-Oh and collecting it. So that's why I have it here. 7, 7, 7. Okay, we got Red Eyes Black Dragon. Here we go. Man, Joey Wheeler would be proud of him having up a top 10 Yu-Gi-Oh card if he could. This guy was an amazing character in the anime, and I think this has tremendous upside. 25th Rarity, man. If you think about it, they're only going to print these one time. So in 5 years from now, what are these actually going to be worth? Probably 2x, 3x the amount, but we're going to see. So this is why I have them at number 7, this Red Eyes Black Dragon. Coming in at number 6, we got the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon sitting at $50 for the card. I believe this is a sleeper. Since the Jump promos and everything that were reprinted in the retro pack openings. It's a secret rare limited edition. We haven't seen the quarter century rare yet. So sitting at $50 is a pretty good price range of this card. Not to mention it was in the very first Yu-Gi-Oh anime video where Yugimoto beats Kaiba with the Ultimate Dragon against Exodia. So I think this has a tremendous upside. This is one of my favorite cards. Sitting at number 6. It's not in my top 5, but I think this has a lot of upside to it. Coming in at hot at number 5 is Dark Magician Girl, sitting at $45 per card. I think this card obviously is a beautiful looking one, but I do think these are reprinted a lot, and that's why I have it as number 5. And that's my explanation on this one. There's really nothing else to talk about on it. There's so many different reprints of Dark Magician Girl over the lifespan of Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's why it's sitting at number 5 for me. Coming in at number 4, we have Dark Magician sitting at $40 per card. There's a bunch of different sales on TCG Player, but that's what I'm looking at right now, currently. And I think this card has upside potential to maybe like the $60, $70 range in a couple months from now when the Bonanza slows down and people stop ripping the packs open. But I do think this has upside potential. Obviously, the main character in Yu-Gi-Oh, other than Blue Eyes, and I think this is a good price point to enter the market right now on this card. So this is in my top 3. We got Blackluster Soldier. My next 2 are actually kind of surprising. I'm not going to put the most expensive card as number 1, as a lot of people are watching this. Oh, I already know what you're going to put. No, I have something unique in there that I think is going to be a very good card to own. But I do have Blackluster Soldier at number 3, and it's sitting at $58 a card. Nostalgic card in the set. A lot of people like this card, and it's an amazing one to have up there in your collection because they're only printing these once, guys. So at $58 a card right now, it might be a good price point to enter the market. and that's why I have it at number 3. Oh boy, this is where we're gonna get controversial. I have Blue Eyes White Dragon at my number 2 spot, sitting at $175 per card. The reason I have this at number 2 is because there's a lot of reprints of the Blue Eyes throughout the longevity of Yu-Gi-Oh over the past 25 plus years. But not to mention, I think at $175, there's a lot of other cards I'd rather have. I'd rather get 2 of the Blacklusters. I'd rather get 3 of the Dark Magicians. I think at $175, it's a little reach right now at the price point. But overall, basing off of collectability, this might be the number one card in a couple years from now. I've already seen sales of this northwards of $400 to $500 in a PSA 10. But the number one card I think has a little bit more upside potentially. If you guys think this as well, just drop a comment on what you guys are thinking. But the next card may or may not shock you. But as number 2, this is the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and that's my thesis on why it's number 2 for me. My number one card, Cyber and Dragon. I have this as number 1 because there's multiple things that I think about. I think about collectability, I think about value, I think about people returning to Yu-Gi-Oh! And Cyber and Dragon, I believe up until this point was only printed maybe one or two other times. So that's why I have it as my number 1 card that I'd be pursuing at a $50 mark. I think this has the most upside potential out of all the cards in the quarter century bonanza set. And I think it's just a unique card. I think the art's special on it. I think a lot of people like this card. It's opinionated, obviously, as this being number 1. I can put number 1 and number 2. I could flip flop them, but I told myself I wasn't going to just do the most valuable cards, as the pinpoint to reasons why I have it in my top 10. But this is my number 1 card right here, Cyber and Dragon, sitting at $52 a card. I believe this has a lot of upside potential. As I said, all the other prior cards, I think there's all upside on these cards because they're only being printed one time in their lifespan of Yu-Gi-Oh! So if you hold on to these for a few years, they're probably going to go up in price. But if you made it all the way to the end of this video, this is going to conclude my top 10 quarter century bonanza cards to purchase right now. I would really appreciate you guys drop a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. Maybe leave a comment of a card that I'm sleeping on or that I may have overlooked in my top 10s pick selection. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care and be safe. Thank you. Bye.